Now it's time to talk love in the morning. This week we are digging into a dating method that some say could be a little controversial.
When it comes to searching for a serious relationship, experts say it's important to know your options. Joining us on the couch to answer a new juicy viewer question is certified relationship and marriage coach Jennifer Blankl. Good morning.
Good morning, Emily and Emma. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Joining us.
This is a good one. So today's question, we got an anonymous question on Facebook. They write, when is it okay to date multiple people at once, and when is it no longer ethical? So the person who wrote this in kind of went on to say, you know, some dating coaches recommend that you should date multiple people at once because if the options are scarce, you come across needy. If you keep the playing field open, you know, you seem more in demand.
This person's a thinker and they want to know.
But you're gonna have relationships deepen with certain people and maybe not others. How do you navigate that, dating multiple people versus dating one partner?
Gosh, I love this question.
Yeah.
As long as you're being honest and you're not misleading, pretending you're committed, or you're not talking to other people or dating other people, there's really nothing morally wrong with dating multiple people. You know, it's kind of like an interview process. Somebody may not have gotten the job yet, so it's legit that, you know, we might have a need to date multiple people.
Yeah.
However, as a relationship coach, I think it's really important to do the work before you start dating multiple people on what you're really looking for. I think it's human that a lot of people date multiple people in order to figure that out. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but your path could be a little bit more challenging if you're trying to date multiple people for the purpose of determining what you really want and what you're, you know, what you're really after.
Yeah.
There's a thing about not settling. So there I'm going to say, you know, date multiple people in order not to settle. However, if you're dating multiple people, you're also running the risk of maybe losing the chance that somebody is the right one for you. Think about it. Say you're dating 4 or 5 different people. You've got to work really hard to remember the details. And if you screw up something, say you know, one gal went to a certain college, another one went to a different college, and you say the wrong thing or you miss a detail that's important to somebody because you're trying to hold it all together, you could bomb your chance with a really good match.
You ask, how's your dog doing? They're like, I don't have a dog.
I don't have a dog. And, you know, also when we date multiple people, it's completely human that our brain compares between the people that we're dating. You could be dating somebody that's in a unique high point in their life, but maybe that doesn't really represent who they are in the long term. And the opposite could happen. You could meet somebody and be dating somebody that just went through something hard. And maybe there's a temporary low point or something that they're struggling with that you might humanly over-focus on. So, you know, again, I don't have any moral judgment, but you've got to kind of gauge, why are you dating multiple people? Is it to build your own confidence, or is it to truly find the person that wins the job? Because those are 2 different dating experiences and motivations.
So let me ask you this, as someone who is a bit of an anxious attacher, right? Like I tend to, I'll go out on a date with someone, and if it goes well and things go well, you think, well, I'm not going to close all these doors. I want to keep my options open. But you inevitably start to focus in on one person that you're feeling a connection with.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who just has a hard time dating multiple people, what is a way to date one person without feeling like you're putting all your eggs in that basket and investing all your time, right? When there's not other people to kind of like distract you, or you don't want to come on too strong, right?
Yeah, you know, that's such a great question, and that's going to be unique to an individual's personality
it's gonna be unique
style.
to you, Emily. This is what
but to best answer your question, you know, especially if we're talking about heterosexual men and women dating, there's a general idea out there about the woman scaring off the guy if she speaks too seriously too soon about wanting to lock him down. But there's also nothing wrong with that. I think in the end, honesty is your best play. In other words, you know, use your best judgment. If you've been on 3 or 4 dates, it might be too soon to be like, hey, I really like you.
Yeah.
You know, are you seeing other people? I kind of want more exclusivity. However, there's also nothing wrong with that. If that's what your heart wants and you're really into that person, if you, by being your authentic, awesome self, speak your truth and they run for the hills, well, you know what? Maybe they weren't. Maybe they, speaking of attachment styles, which is a great point, maybe they're more of an avoidant attachment style. And, you know, even when somebody, maybe it's too soon for them to be committed, they're not going to run for the hills, in my very strong opinion. I know there could be case-by-case bases here where I'm wrong, but in general speak, if somebody really likes you and they respect you and they have a genuine interest in you, they're not going to run because you have expressed a genuine, heartfelt interest in them and not wanting to talk to and see a bunch of other people, you know?
Well, and I guess for our viewer, just keep that conversation going, right? To your point, as long as you're both communicating and you kind of know where people stand, as long as you're not misleading someone, you can feel okay about it.
And you know, I do think it can be considerate to let somebody know, hey, you know what? I really like you. And I'm also talking with other people. It doesn't always have to be a deal breaker. It can be more of a, you know, setting up honesty and authenticity, which is really important. So, you know, again, no judgment here. You're allowed to date multiple people before you actually have this committing conversation. But it can be considerate to be a little bit more open and honest about what you're doing, especially if you're the kind that does love dating a bunch of people at one time and you can sense that somebody's kind of digging you and into you. That's considerate to be like, you know what? I like you. I want to continue dating. And for now, I'm also seeing other people, and I really want you to know that. That shows that you care about their feelings.
Absolutely.
And
I'm
well-being.
hung up when you said dating 5 people at once. Who has the time?
I know. I thought, I was like, who are these people? How do their brains work?
I mean, yeah, I think when you're dating multiple people, it's humanly hard to go deep. You might be able to maintain a shallow level, but again, back to my original point, that can also compromise your ability to determine if somebody that could be a really good match is indeed a good match, because you're trying to navigate a bunch of details.
Oh gosh, Jen, we could talk about this with you
all
day long. We're gonna have to continue this
Such
at
a great question. I love it. I appreciate this question a lot.
Great advice, as always. And hey, if you've got a question for Coach Jen, send us a message right now. You can go to Coin News AM Extra on Facebook or Instagram. Slide into those DMs. We'll keep it anonymous if you want, and your question could be answered right here on the show.